Girls that answer your calls, oh damn, maybe I'm weird. You approach women at the bar, they reject you, maybe you stink, or you don't dress well. We get constant reminders of where we stand in the sexual marketplace every time we step outside. Women don't need men anymore. It's very important for you guys to understand this. Believe them when they say, I don't need a man. They don't need men anymore. They only want men now. Okay? And unfortunately, since they only want men, that means they aren't going to do everything required to keep you around or keep you satisfied or do, on the other hand, their obligations as a wife and or girlfriend. It's very fucking important, guys. This is life-saving advice for you guys. Some of you motherfuckers right now are thinking about proposing to some chick that don't even fucking like you. Or you guys are seeing some woman or dating some girl that doesn't give a shit about you. She only wants you, but she doesn't need you. If a girl doesn't need you, guess what? She's not going to do everything required to keep you. And this is why I tell guys that when you date in today's day and age, you need to move very cautiously. Because now you got untethered hypergamy. Now you got women that don't respect male authority in general. Now you got a feminized society where we live in a gynocentric social order. Now we have a family court system that incentivizes them to break up with you and take half your money and leave you because for them, they get more benefit by leaving than staying. You have all these fucking obstacles in your way. And the power of religion that used to keep women in check, it's dissipated over the past several decades. Unfortunately. We live in a secular, modernized, Western world where temporary and gratifying experiences in today's life is more important than religion. And since religion no longer has the same stranglehold in society it once did, you can pretty much bet that that's going to affect women in a negative manner. Okay? And the other thing also that no one is talking about here in this thing with Brett Cooper is that there's no burden of performance on females. Okay? What do I mean by this? As a man, every time you walk outside, you're reminded about where you stand on the sexual marketplace, right? You go up to a woman, she rejects you. Okay, I need to fucking refine my game. Girls that answer your calls, oh damn, maybe I'm weird. You approach women at the bar, they reject you, maybe you stink or you don't dress well. We get constant reminders of where we stand in the sexual marketplace every time we step outside. Okay? Most guys know where they stand in the sexual marketplace and, accept it a lot of the times, or they improve, right? If I were to ask 100 guys, yo, where do you rate yourself 1 to 10, right? Unless he's a fucking dumbass monkey. And I tell him, yo, I need you to really actually rate yourself on a sexual marketplace where you stand. Most guys are going to be fairly honest about it. There might be 1 or 2 numbers off. However, okay, if I ask a woman what her sexual market value is, we all know what she's going to say. 11? Well, that's not even on the scale. 20 then. That's not on the scale either. 9.9. Right? And she's fucking 300 pounds. The audacity, the fucking gall of them to imply that they're perfect. But that's not them doing that. That's not their fault necessarily. This is a byproduct of the gynocentric social order where women are pedestalized no matter what they do. You guys get that? Women chronically overvalue themselves of where they stand in the sexual marketplace. And it's because the problem I just told you guys before, they don't get real-time data on where they stand in the sexual marketplace because everyone's trying to smash them. So since everybody's trying to smash them, no one is actually genuine and honest with these women about where they stand in the sexual marketplace since men will smash anything. Why is this important? It's important because someone like Brett Cooper is saying, oh, well, both parties need to come to the table and figure it out, blah, blah, blah. Look, men understand that there's a burden of responsibility. We know if we're a bum, we can't provide for a family. We understand our roles to a degree. Here's the problem. Women fucking don't. Okay? All roles are static. We're supposed to provide, protect. It's been that way since the beginning of time. However, the women, they're the ones that have changed. They went from nurturing mothers to, I want to be a boss babe. The men haven't changed all these decades. It's been the females. And since women have changed, their roles alongside that has changed as well. And the burden of performance on them has changed as well. They will attribute masculine traits to themselves and think that's a positive. If you guys watched the show yesterday, right? We had a girl on the show yesterday. Nice girl. She was with her boyfriend and she supported him for 8 years. Right? He was a brokey. She was paying the majority of the bills. What did that do? That put her in her masculine, and she ended up being the breadwinner. And eventually she left. Right? But she had been the provider for so goddamn long that when I was trying to explain to her yesterday that her money doesn't mean anything to, the men that she wants, it was very hard for her to grasp this. Right? And that is perfectly symbolic and represent and a perfect representation of where we stand in society now. Women have become more like men, and they become so much like men that they don't even know what men fucking want. Does that make sense? They've become so fucking masculine, they don't even know what men want. And quite literally, it's the opposite of what they are. Most heterosexual guys that have high sexual market value, that are, type A personalities, have these traits that women like. They don't want a chick that's like them. Okay? If that was the case, they'll just go date a guy. It'd be a cheaper date anyway. Heterosexual men want women. They don't want a woman that behaves like a man. But since she's been so indoctrinated to behave like a man because her last guy was a fucking bum, she doesn't know the difference. But the reason also why she doesn't know the difference is that we don't put standards on women in society. We don't tell them you need to be more feminine. We don't tell them you need to defer to male authority. We don't tell them how they're supposed to treat a man. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go even further on this. Every single one of you niggas in here, okay? Well, we got like 4,000 you ninjas in here. Every single one of you guys, growing up as a kid, I guarantee your mom taught you how to be a gentleman to women, right? Hold the door open, be polite, ladies first, etc. Every single one of you, no matter how fucking shitty your parents are, I guarantee you, they taught you some level of courtesy towards females, right? Give me ones in the chat if your parents taught you some kind of courtesy towards females. All right. Good. Now let's flip it on the other side. If I ask this same question to a group of women, they were not taught how to properly treat boys and men. See the difference? Unless they came from like a very traditional household, a lot of women aren't taught what men want and how to attract them. They're not taught this shit. How to deal with them, how to be a lady, etc. Right? Unless they come from a good household. But most of the time, they don't. Men, no matter how fucked up our household is, we're still going to get the fucking treatment from our mom saying you need to treat women well. Right? But little girls are not taught how to treat boys. Little girls are not taught, hey, when you grow up, you need to find a husband, blah, blah, blah. Unless she comes from a traditional household, she's not taught none of that shit. So all of this adds in to where we are now in society. Okay? So to wrap a bow on this, it's very simple. Men are held to a static standard, and it's been that way since the beginning of time. Women are not held to a static standard. They're held to whatever standard they want. If they want to be a boss babe, they'll be held on that standard. If they want to be a stay-at-home mom, they could be held on that standard. If they just want to be a bum and not do anything, they could be held on that standard. There's no burden of performance on women. Okay? A woman's performance does not affect her ability to procreate. I'm going to say that again for you guys. Very fucking important that you guys understand this. A woman's ability, right, to procreate is not contingent upon her productivity. Yours is, though. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, you know what? Time to embarrass some nigga in the chat. Hey, Gregorio Samsa in the YouTube chat. You're the fucking pick for today, nigga. You went ahead and said Myron is subverting you because he's controlled opposition. Explain to me how I'm controlled opposition, you fucking dumbass monkey. I got time today. Let's fucking go. Tell me how I'm subverting anything right now. Idiot says Myron is subverting you because he's controlled opposition. Gregoria Sampson, let's go. You're on the deck, motherfucker. Explain to me how I'm subverting you, and I'm controlled opposition, you fucking retard. Let's go. I'm gonna make it a mission to embarrass one of you niggas in YouTube chat every single show. It's women instead. It's women instead. I'm waiting. I'm fucking waiting.
Fatality.
Dude said you say it's women instead? It's woman instead. What?